Hello viewer, welcome to the session of MS Excel Macro 2010. In this session we will see more about functions in VBA, what is add-ins in Excel, how to use customized functions in our day-to-day routine work. So after this session you will be able to create customized functions and use it in your day-to-day routine work. To get started, first we will go to the Excel workbook. And from here we will go to the developer, and from developer just click on Visual Basic tab. Now we are placed into the Visual Basic editor. Now here we are going to create one function which can be used as and when we open our Excel workbook. So how we are just going to do it? So first of all, to create a function we need to create this in model. So to get the model enabled, we just right click on Microsoft Excel object, and from insert we will select model, just click on it. Now the model is added. So now we will write the function here. So here what function I am going to use here, just like year-over-year growth. So for calculating year-over-year growth, we will write a function here and we will use it in any workbook once it is created. And how it can be used in every workbook as and when we open it, we will see how to do that. So first of all, we will start with function and then function name. In this case I am just giving the name get year over year, and then we will define the data type. So for defining the data type I am just giving num1 and the data type as double, and then num2 as data type double. So these are the two parameters, input parameters, which we take from users, and after that the return data type will be as double. Now our function skeleton is ready. Between function and end function we will write the calculation. So first, to assign the function the calculation, we will use function name here, get YOY. So this is the function name, and for this we are assigning the calculation now. So num1 divided by num2 minus 1. So this is the formula to calculate the year over year changes. That is the number 1 divided by number 2 minus 1. This will calculate your year over year changes. Now the function is ready. Now we will go to the workbook, and here you can see the data, like it's the data of an electronic company. It's a data of an electronic company wherein you can see the products like LCD, LED, fridge, washing machine, music system, mixer grinder, and the year over year sales is given here, like 2011, 2012, 13, 14 and 15. So 5 years sale figures are given here, and we will calculate the growth here. Now we will use the function we added in this macro. So for that we can directly now use it, get, and you can see it's appearing over here. So we will just select it, and here, like for calculating year over year for 2012, we will just select this and then comma, and then select the 2011's number and just enter. Now you can see the number, the year over year percentage is calculated. We will convert it into the percentage. Now it's 2%. So we will copy and paste it now. So this way we will paste for all. Now you have seen that we have written a function in model in VBA editor, and we are using the function in Excel workbook. So this is our customized function, but this function will be limited to this workbook only, because we have written it in this workbooks model. But if you want to make it generalized to all of the Excel workbook, then for that we will use here the add-ins, as I mentioned in my covering up starting session, that we are going to cover the add-ins. What is add-ins in Excel? So add-ins is nothing but there we can add our customized function and use it in our day-to-day routine work. So now how to use the add-ins? We will just open one workbook, new workbook, and just save it as add-in. For saving as add-in, we will just give it as a name, my add-ins. Now here we will select the extension. You can see Excel add-ins star.xlam. So for add-in, the extension will be .xlam. So we will select this extension and we will save it. And as you can see, the path for the add-ins is user, then username, then app data, roaming, Microsoft, and add-ins. So here it will get saved. So first we will save it. Now the add-ins are saved. Now we will close this workbook as well. But to get the add-ins enabled, first we will close this workbook. And I'm not saving it. I'm just clicking on don't save. Now we will open one workbook, and you can see if I'll type equals to get, and that function is not appearing here. But once we will add it into the add-ins, that function will be appearing for each and every workbook as and when we open it. So for that, first just go to the developer menu, just click on developer menu. Now you can see the add-ins here, just click on it. Now you can see the available add-ins and the add-ins which we added here. So we will just select on it, just check it and just say OK. Now you can see if we will say get, and it's not appearing here. So for that, first we need to add that function in add-in file. To open the add-in file, we will go to the add-in and we will open. Now you can see the XLAM file is added here in add-in folder. Just double click on it. Now the file is open. Now we will go to the Visual Basic Editor and we will copy the formula. So for copying the formula, we will open our Excel workbook where we have created that, but it's not there, so we will create it again. So for creating it, now we will create it in add-in file. In add-in, again we will add the module, and here we will write the function, and the function name num1 as double, num2 as double, and then the return data type as double. Now assign the calculation to function. So just mention the function name equals to, and then num1 divided by num2 minus 1. Now our function is ready. Now we will close this and we will close this as well. Now open any workbook. Just go to the developer add-ins and you can see my add-ins is added. So you don't need to do anything. Now you can see get year over year function is available. Now if you close this workbook and again open the new workbook and just put some number here. So in this case 2300 and 5000, 50,000. Now I'm going to use that function. So you can see that function is still available to us. So we will just provide the inputs parameters, the two inputs parameters, that is number 1 and number 2. Now say enter. We will press enter. Now you can see the year-over-year percentage is calculated. So this way we can create our customized functions and add it to add-ins so that we can use it as and when it is required to us. So each and every time we will open our workbook, this function, this customized functions will be available to us. So this way in our day-to-day routine work, we are using lots of formulas each and every time repetitively, and every time we use it we have to write that formula. But this way you can customize, you can create customized function for those formulas and use it forever, just adding it into the add-ins. Thank you, viewer.